What if turning 50 didn't mean slowing down? What if your kitchen held the secret to energy, vitality, and a faster metabolism, no matter your age? Imagine this: mornings where you wake up sluggish, struggling with creeping weight gain, fatigue that clings like a shadow, and the quiet fear that aging means losing your spark. But what if that story is a lie? What if science has already uncovered foods, everyday delicious foods, that flip the body's fat burning switch back on? Foods that don't just feed you, but fight aging, restore strength, and ignite your metabolism again. This isn't about gimmicks or magic pills. It's about real science backed nutrition that rewrites what it means to grow older. And today, you'll discover the foods that can do exactly that. Yogurt is one of those foods that many people overlook, seeing it as something simple and ordinary, but when you peel back the science, you realize it holds an incredible power over the body's metabolism, especially after the age of 50. At that stage in life, the body naturally begins to slow in many ways. Digestion doesn't work quite the same, energy feels harder to summon, and the battle against weight gain becomes more challenging. Yet yogurt, with its probiotics and dense nutritional profile, steps in as a quiet ally, reshaping how the body handles food, energy, and even aging itself. Inside every spoonful of real live culture yogurt are billions of beneficial bacteria. And these bacteria play an astonishing role. They don't just sit in your stomach, they colonize the gut, building a thriving community that dictates everything from how efficiently your body burns calories to how balanced your hormones feel. Scientists call this the gut microbiome, and it is one of the most powerful regulators of metabolism. When the microbiome is healthy, you feel light, energetic, and sharp. When it's disrupted, the opposite happens: sluggishness, bloating, fat storage, and even brain fog begin to dominate daily life. For people over 50, this becomes even more critical. With age, the diversity of gut bacteria often shrinks, and this decline doesn't just affect digestion, it affects the entire body. Yogurt, however, acts like a replenishing stream to a drying river, reintroducing live cultures that restore balance. Studies have shown that probiotics can reduce inflammation, regulate blood sugar, and even support the release of satiety hormones that keep hunger under control. Imagine finishing a meal and feeling satisfied without needing to snack constantly. That's not just willpower at work, it's biology being recalibrated. The gut communicates directly with the brain through a network of signals. And yogurt's probiotics help strengthen that communication, ensuring your body knows when to burn energy, when to store it, and when to stop eating. But yogurt's impact doesn't end in the gut. It carries a rich load of protein, and after 50, protein becomes a lifeline. Muscle naturally declines with age, a condition called sarcopenia, and less muscle mass means a slower metabolism. Every spoonful of yogurt delivers the building blocks for muscle repair and growth, ensuring that your metabolic engine, the muscle tissue itself, continues to burn calories efficiently. And so this skill continues to burn calories efficiently. Alongside protein, yogurt is also loaded with calcium, which is essential not only for strong bones, but also for muscle contractions and energy release. A body with stronger bones and muscles is a body that moves more, burns more, and lives more fully. There is also a hormonal aspect that yogurt influences. As people grow older, hormonal balance can shift dramatically, and many of these shifts are tied to metabolism, weight regulation, and energy. The live cultures in yogurt help modulate insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells are better able to process glucose instead of letting it linger in the bloodstream or be stored as fat. This matters deeply after 50, when insulin resistance tends to rise and metabolic syndrome becomes a greater risk. Yogurt, eaten consistently, acts like a quiet protector against this decline, helping the body maintain stability where it could otherwise spiral out of control. Another fascinating detail is how yogurt influences inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation is often described as inflammation because it accelerates the aging process. It slows metabolism, damages cells, and makes fat loss more difficult. The probiotics and bioactive compounds in yogurt help counteract this inflammation, cooling down the body's internal fires so energy can be directed toward vitality instead of damage control. When inflammation decreases, the body feels lighter, digestion improves, joints ache less, and metabolism begins to climb again. For someone over 50, that means not just better calorie burning, but also a renewed sense of energy and resilience. Choosing the right kind of yogurt is essential. Many commercial yogurts are loaded with sugar, artificial flavorings, and additives that cancel out the benefits. What truly works is plain, unsweetened yogurt with live cultures, sometimes called Greek yogurt or natural yogurt. This version is thick, protein rich, and teeming with probiotics that make a tangible difference in your health. Adding fresh fruit, nuts, or seeds on top can turn it into a complete metabolic meal that balances protein, fiber, and healthy fats, a trifecta that keeps your blood sugar steady and your metabolism humming. It's not about dieting or restriction, it's about creating meals that work with your body instead of against it. The beauty of yogurt lies in its accessibility. It doesn't require exotic preparation or complicated recipes. It can be eaten in the morning to jumpstart metabolism, used as a snack to prevent energy crashes, or incorporated into savory dishes and sauces that elevate nutrition without effort. For someone navigating life after 50, it represents a daily choice with outsized impact. And the more consistently you choose it, the more you notice the transformation: lighter digestion, steadier energy, stronger muscles, and a metabolism that feels awakened rather than tired. Think of yogurt not as a side dish, but as a powerful daily ritual. Each serving is like a message to your body that you are still in control, that you can still influence how you age, and that your health story is not fixed by your birth certificate. Yogurt proves that age does not have to equal decline. It proves that the body, when nourished correctly, responds with vitality, efficiency, and strength, even after 50. And in a world searching for complicated solutions, sometimes the most profound medicine is as simple as a spoon dipped into a bowl of yogurt. Chili peppers are one of nature's most fascinating foods when it comes to the science of metabolism. At first glance, they seem like just a fiery spice, something you sprinkle on your meals for flavor to give your tongue a little thrill. But beneath that heat lies a compound called capsaicin. And capsaicin is where the magic happens. It's the very molecule that creates that burning sensation. But what it's actually doing inside the body is sparking a process called thermogenesis. This is the ability of your body to generate heat, and in the process of generating that heat, your body burns more calories. Think of it as turning up the thermostat of your metabolism. Your body has to work harder, expend more energy, and as a result, you begin to burn fat more efficiently. For people over 50, this becomes an especially powerful tool because metabolism naturally slows with age. What once was easy, maintaining weight, feeling energized after a meal, suddenly feels like a battle. Chili peppers step in as a natural reset button, nudging the body to keep burning strong. What's even more intriguing is that this effect isn't just temporary. Studies have shown that regular consumption of capsaicin can help reduce visceral fat, the dangerous fat that collects around the organs and increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and other age conditions. That's why incorporating chili peppers into meals isn't just about spicing things up. It's about protecting long-term health and reigniting metabolic fire from within. Imagine eating something that not only wakes up your taste buds, but also keeps your waistline in check and your energy levels more balanced. This isn't a gimmick, it's biochemistry working in your favor. Chili peppers also affect appetite in surprising ways. Capsaicin interacts with receptors in the brain that influence hunger and satiety. And as a result, people who eat meals containing chili peppers often report feeling fuller for longer periods. For someone over 50 who struggles with overeating or constant cravings, this is an incredibly useful tool. Instead of feeling deprived or restricted, you actually feel satisfied, which naturally reduces overall calorie intake. This isn't about dieting in the traditional sense. It's about creating conditions in your body where your own biology supports your goals. Food becomes not just fuel, but a partner in reshaping how your metabolism works. Another powerful aspect of chili peppers is their effect on circulation. As capsaicin enters the body, it stimulates blood flow, increasing oxygen delivery to tissues. Better circulation means nutrients are transported more efficiently, muscles are energized, and toxins are cleared more effectively. For someone past 50, improved circulation doesn't just mean healthier metabolism, it means better heart health, sharper brain function, and faster recovery after physical activity. It's no wonder that cultures around the world that use chili peppers regularly often show lower rates of metabolic disease. They've been harnessing this natural tool for centuries without even needing the scientific language to explain why it works. And while many people shy away from chili peppers out of fear of the heat, it's important to note that you don't have to eat them raw or at their most extreme to benefit. Even moderate amounts of chili incorporated into sauces, stews, or seasonings deliver meaningful doses of capsaicin. It's not about overwhelming your palate, but about finding a consistent, enjoyable way to include them in your diet. Over time, your tolerance builds and the benefits compound. Some research even suggests that capsaicin may desensitize pain receptors in the body, leading to reduced discomfort from chronic aches and joint issues. This means that chili peppers aren't just helping you burn more calories, they're also contributing to a greater sense of physical comfort and mobility, which in turn encourages more movement and activity, both of which feed back into stronger metabolism. On a cellular level, chili peppers are also influencing mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside each cell. Capsaicin helps mitochondria produce energy more efficiently, which translates into less fatigue and greater stamina. For someone in their 50s or 60s who might feel their energy dwindling, this boost can make a tangible difference. It's not just about weight control, it's about reclaiming energy and vitality that age often tries to take away. With better mitochondrial function, your body doesn't just burn calories better, it uses those calories in smarter, more sustainable ways, fueling you throughout the day instead of leaving you drained. There's also the immune connection. Chili peppers are rich in antioxidants like vitamin C and carotenoids, which help neutralize free radicals and reduce the cellular damage that accelerates aging. So while capsaicin is working to increase calorie burning and fat metabolism, the vitamins and phytonutrients in chili peppers are quietly defending your cells against the wear and tear of time. This dual action, burning fat while protecting cells, is what makes chili peppers such an extraordinary ally for people navigating life beyond 50. And it's a reminder that food can be both medicine and performance enhancer at the same time. Chili peppers bring something else that's less tangible but equally powerful. They awaken the senses. Eating spicy food is an experience. It makes you sweat. It makes your heart race a little. It makes you feel alive. That sensory awakening has psychological effects too. It can lift mood, reduce stress, and even release endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. These subtle mental boosts can be just as important as the physical benefits because mindset plays a critical role in how we age. Feeling energized, stimulated, and alive feeds into motivation to make healthier choices, to stay active, and to keep pursuing growth even as the years add up. So when we look at chili peppers, we see more than spice. We see a natural metabolic switch, a compound that raises internal fire, balances hunger, strengthens circulation, energizes cells, and shields the body from the slow creep of age. This tiny fruit carries within it a kind of defiance against decline, a fiery reminder that the body still has the ability to adapt, to burn, and to thrive, even well past 50. Salmon is often celebrated as a heart-healthy food, but its influence goes far beyond cardiovascular wellness. For individuals past 50, it becomes a crucial ally in preserving one of the most important factors for metabolism, muscle mass. Muscle is not just about strength or appearance, it is the very engine that burns calories, even at rest. The unfortunate reality is that with each passing decade after 30, the body naturally loses muscle, a process called sarcopenia. By the time you reach 50, this decline accelerates, and the less muscle you carry, the slower your metabolism becomes. Salmon, however, provides the building blocks to push back against this decline. Its high quality protein is packed with essential amino acids that repair, rebuild, and preserve muscle tissue, ensuring your metabolic machinery stays active and efficient. Every serving is like fuel for maintaining the very tissue that keeps your body burning energy long after the meal is done. But the protein in salmon is only half the story. What sets salmon apart from other protein rich foods is its abundance of omega 3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These fats do not simply serve as energy, they actively fight inflammation, which becomes one of the biggest disruptors of metabolism and health after 50. Inflammation silently chips away at the body's efficiency, damaging cells, interfering with hormones, and slowing down fat burning processes. Omega 3s in salmon act like a cooling wave, calming inflammation, protecting tissues, and restoring balance to the system. By doing so, they create an environment where your body can utilize energy more effectively rather than being bogged down by constant internal stress. This means that metabolism runs smoother, fat is burned more efficiently, and the body feels lighter and more resilient. The impact of salmon on insulin sensitivity is another critical piece of its metabolic power. As people age, the body often becomes less responsive to insulin, leading to higher blood sugar levels and a greater tendency to store fat, especially around the belly. Insulin resistance is one of the hallmarks of metabolic slowdown and a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Omega 3 fatty acids in salmon help the body become more sensitive to insulin, allowing glucose to be transported into cells where it can be used for energy instead of lingering in the bloodstream or being stored as fat. This means that when you eat salmon regularly, your body is better equipped to handle the energy from food, preventing the spikes and crashes that drain vitality and feed into weight gain. Beyond metabolism, salmon also supports recovery and physical function, which indirectly influence energy expenditure. After 50, recovery from activity takes longer, and joints and muscles often ache more. Omega 3s have been shown to reduce muscle soreness after exercise and improve overall mobility. This creates a feedback loop. The more comfortable it feels to move, the more likely you are to stay active, and the more active you are, the higher your metabolism becomes. Salmon essentially primes the body to move more and recover faster, turning activity into a sustainable lifestyle rather than a struggle. In this way, it doesn't just work through nutrition alone, but also empowers a physically active life, which is the cornerstone of healthy metabolism. Salmon also delivers micronutrients that contribute to energy production on a cellular level. It is rich in B vitamins, particularly B12 and niacin, which play vital roles in converting food into energy. Without adequate B vitamins, the body's ability to produce ATP, the currency of energy in cells, is compromised. After 50, deficiencies in B12 are especially common, leading to fatigue, weakness, and slower metabolism. Salmon provides a dense source of these vitamins, ensuring that the energy-making machinery in every cell continues to function at full capacity. Pair that with selenium, an antioxidant mineral also found in salmon, and you get added protection for your cells against oxidative stress, which further supports long-term metabolic health. Another fascinating angle is the role salmon plays in hormone regulation. Hormones are critical messengers that tell the body when to store fat, when to release it, and how to allocate energy. Omega 3s are integral to the production and balance of certain hormones, particularly those involved in appetite regulation and stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, tends to increase with age and chronic lifestyle pressures, leading to belly fat accumulation and slower metabolism. The anti-inflammatory and hormone balancing effects of omega 3s help keep cortisol levels under control, indirectly protecting the body from stress-induced weight gain. Eating salmon regularly is therefore not just about nutrition. It is about resetting hormonal rhythms that dictate how metabolism operates. On a broader scale, salmon is tied to longevity. Populations with diets high in fatty fish, like those in parts of Japan and Scandinavia, consistently show lower rates of metabolic disease and longer lifespans. Their health outcomes are not accidents, but direct reflections of how foods like salmon work at the cellular, hormonal, and systemic levels. When viewed through this lens, salmon becomes more than just a food choice. It is a strategy for extending vitality and metabolic strength into the later decades of life. For someone at 50 or beyond, this means not only burning calories more effectively, but also protecting the brain, heart, and body from the cascade of age decline. Practical integration of salmon into meals is another aspect worth highlighting. Unlike supplements or pills that promise quick fixes, salmon is versatile, accessible, and enjoyable. It can be grilled, baked, or even added to salads for a quick, nutrient packed meal. By making it a consistent part of the diet, the benefits accumulate steadily, weaving into the body's fabric over weeks and months. This consistency is what transforms it from a single meal into a long term metabolic ally. It shows that powerful changes don't always require radical intervention. Sometimes they simply require making the right foods part of daily life. Salmon is a reminder that the body at 50 and beyond still has the potential to adapt, strengthen, and thrive when given the right resources. With its blend of protein, omega 3s, vitamins, and minerals, it addresses nearly every angle of metabolism, from muscle preservation to inflammation control, from insulin sensitivity to hormone balance. It is a food that does not merely sustain life, but actively enhances it, pushing back against the slow decline of age. Each serving becomes a deliberate act of resilience, a signal to the body that vitality is still possible, and that the engine of metabolism can be reignited with the simplest of tools, the food on your plate. Eggs are one of the most remarkable foods when it comes to metabolism, yet for years they were misunderstood and unfairly labeled as harmful because of their cholesterol content. Modern science has completely overturned that old myth, showing instead that eggs are not only safe but incredibly powerful for supporting health, energy, and weight regulation, especially after the age of 50. But at this stage of life, the body's metabolic engine often begins to slow down due to the natural loss of muscle, changes in hormones, and a decline in cellular efficiency. This makes nutrient dense, protein rich foods more important than ever. And eggs provide a near perfect package of what the body needs. Every egg contains high quality protein with all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks the body cannot make on its own. These amino acids repair and rebuild muscle tissue, and muscle is the single most important factor for a healthy metabolism. The more lean muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even while you are sitting still. What makes eggs especially unique is that the protein they provide is highly bioavailable, meaning the body absorbs and uses it with remarkable efficiency. This is critical after 50 when digestion and nutrient absorption can become less effective. An egg delivers a concentrated dose of muscle protecting fuel in a form the body can quickly use, giving it an edge over many other protein sources. This is why athletes, bodybuilders, and people focus on longevity often make eggs a dietary staple. For someone navigating the changes of midlife and beyond, eggs help defend against the gradual loss of strength and the slowdown in calorie burning that comes with it. Alongside protein, eggs are rich in micronutrients that support metabolic health in ways most people don't realize. One of these is choline, a nutrient that many adults are deficient in, yet it plays a vital role in fat metabolism and brain function. Choline helps the liver process fat efficiently, preventing buildup and supporting the release of energy from food. At the same time, it fuels the production of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter critical for memory and focus. This means eggs do not only protect your metabolism, they support your mental sharpness as well. After 50, when both physical energy and cognitive clarity are often under pressure, eggs bring a double benefit that is difficult to ignore. Eggs are also one of the few natural sources of vitamin D, which is a key player in energy balance, hormone regulation, and bone strength. Vitamin D deficiency is widespread, especially in older adults, and it has been linked to slower metabolism, weight gain, and fatigue. When you eat eggs, you are not just getting protein, but also replenishing this critical vitamin that keeps the body's systems running smoothly. Add to that other nutrients like selenium, iodine, and B vitamins, And you begin to see why eggs are often referred to as a nutritional powerhouse. Each of these micronutrients plays its own role in keeping the thyroid, mitochondria, and muscles functioning optimally, all of which directly impact how effectively your body burns energy. Another important point is how eggs influence satiety and appetite regulation. High protein foods like eggs have been shown in studies to significantly reduce hunger, lower levels of the hunger hormone, ghrelin, and increase levels of hormones that signal fullness. For someone past 50 who might struggle with overeating, cravings, or fluctuating blood sugar, this is a game changer. Starting the day with eggs can set the tone for stable energy and appetite control, preventing the blood sugar crashes that often lead to snacking and sluggishness. Instead of feeling controlled by hunger, you begin to feel in charge of it. And that shift alone can reignite confidence and motivation. The effect of eggs on blood sugar stability is particularly important at this stage of life. As the body ages, insulin sensitivity often declines, leading to higher blood sugar levels and more fat storage. Eggs, being low in carbohydrates but high in protein and healthy fats, help slow down digestion and prevent spikes in glucose. This keeps energy levels steady and metabolism more efficient. Over time, these small, steady effects accumulate into real metabolic resilience, protecting against conditions like diabetes and metabolic syndrome that often become concerns after 50. There is also growing evidence that eggs influence mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the tiny energy factories in every cell, and their efficiency declines with age, contributing to fatigue and slower metabolism. The amino acids and B vitamins in eggs support mitochondrial function, enabling the body to convert food into usable energy more effectively. This means that eating eggs doesn't just fill you up in the moment, it helps your cells produce sustained energy throughout the day. For someone who often feels tired or drained after meals, this can make a noticeable difference in quality of life. What makes eggs even more impressive is their accessibility and versatility. They are affordable, widely available, and easy to prepare in countless ways. Unlike some superfoods that are expensive or exotic, eggs can be integrated into the daily diet without difficulty. Whether boiled, scrambled, poached, or incorporated into other dishes, they remain one of the most practical tools for supporting metabolism. For someone over 50, the ability to consistently eat a food with such dense nutritional benefits makes a huge impact over weeks, months, and years. It's not about a single meal, but about creating a steady rhythm of nourishment that supports long-term vitality. For years, many people avoided eggs because of fears surrounding cholesterol. But science has made it clear that dietary cholesterol in eggs has little effect on blood cholesterol for most people. In fact, eggs raise levels of HDL, the good cholesterol, which helps protect the heart. This correction of old myths is important because it allows people to fully embrace the benefits of eggs without unnecessary guilt. Instead of being seen as something risky, they should be viewed as a food that aligns perfectly with the needs of a body past 50. High quality protein, essential nutrients, appetite control, and metabolic support, all in one simple package. Eggs show us how a food that is so common, so humble, can be quietly extraordinary in its impact. They don't need to be flashy or rare to be powerful. In fact, their strength lies in their simplicity. For a body that is changing, for a metabolism that feels slower, for energy that sometimes feels harder to summon, eggs provide a foundation. They are a reminder that the tools to restore strength and vitality are often within reach, sitting on the plate in front of us, waiting to be recognized for the incredible power they carry. What if the secret to aging powerfully was never about fighting against your body, but about feeding it the right way? After 50, many people are told to expect decline, to accept fatigue, to settle for a slower pace of life. But science tells a different story. The truth is that your body still listens, still adapts, still responds to the foods you choose to put on your plate. Yogurt that heals the gut, salmon that strengthens your muscles, chili peppers that spark your inner fire, eggs that fuel your energy from the inside out. These are not just meals, they are messages. Each bite tells your body to rise up, to burn stronger, to fight aging, and to reclaim vitality. Age is not the end of growth, it is the beginning of a wiser, sharper, and more intentional way of living. Every day, every choice, every simple ingredient is an opportunity to turn your kitchen into your greatest weapon for longevity. The old narrative says the clock only moves one way, down, but with the right foods, you flip that story. You remind yourselves that energy is still available, that strength is still possible, that life still burns with power after 50. So the question is not whether you are getting older, but whether you are giving your body what it needs to stay alive in the true sense, not just surviving, but thriving. Food is not passive, it is power. And the moment you see it this way, you stop seeing age as a barrier and start seeing it as the stage where wisdom and science finally meet.